Hi, this is Ashok Shala, Assistant Professor of Chemistry from Kakatiya Government College, Hanamkonda, Warangal District, Telangana State, India. This today's session is isomerism. Isomerism in the organic compounds. What is isomerism? What are the types of isomerism? What are the examples and different examples and different explanations? Today we will discuss in our video lesson. Let us see what are the isomerism. Then what is the topic to be covered? The topic to be covered is isomerism. That today's our topic is isomerism. Then what is actually isomerism? Isomerism in organic chemistry is a phenomenon shown by two or more different organic compounds having the same molecular formula but different properties due to the difference in arrangement of atoms along the carbon skeleton, that is called structural, or sometimes in space, that is called stereoisomerism. Isomerism is a phenomenon of exhibiting two or more compounds with the same molecular formula but different physical and chemical properties. Isomers are the compounds showing different physical and chemical properties, but formula is same, that is molecular formula is same. What are the types of isomerisms? What are the types of isomerisms? Now, the isomerism in organic compounds can be classified broadly into two types. What are the two types? Number one is said to be the structural isomerism, or it is also called constitutional isomerism. Now, what is other one? The other one is a stereoisomerism. This is space isomerism. Let us see finally what we can say. The isomerisms are two types. One is said to be the structural isomerism. Another is said to be the what? Stereoisomerism. Then what is this structural isomerism? How to define the structural isomerism? The structural isomerism or constitutional isomerism arises when atoms within a molecule are arranged in different orders. The structural isomers have the same molecular formula but different structural formulae. The structural isomers usually show different physical and chemical properties. Then what is meant by stereoisomerism? The stereoisomerism is nothing but the isomerism which arises due to different spatial arrangement of atoms or groups is called stereoisomerism. Now let us see how does it was classified actually. The isomerism is classified into the two categories. One is called structural isomerism, another is called stereoisomerism. In the case of structural isomerism, again it is classified into the different categories. What are those? One is called chain isomerism. Another is called positional isomerism. Then another one, functional isomerism. Then one more is said to be the metamerism. Then tautomerism. The final we can say ring chain isomerism. That is, structural isomerisms are classified into 6 categories: chain isomerism, positional isomerism, functional isomerism, metamerism, tautomerism, and ring chain isomerism. In this, the first three are important. The tautomerism again we'll discuss in our here classes also. Let us see what are the types of stereoisomers. Stereoisomers are classified into the two categories. What are those? One is called geometrical isomerism. Another is called stereoisomerism. That is, it is stereo means optical isomerism. This is going to be the optical isomerism. See, the stereoisomerism is geometrical isomerism. Another is the optical isomerism that we will discuss in the coming sessions. That is, let us see what we will going to discuss now. First, we will going to discuss about what is chain isomer. Chain isomerism, it occurs when carbon atoms are linked to the main chain in different ways. The chain isomerism arises due to different arrangements of carbon atoms leading to linear and branched chains. The chain isomers have same molecular formula but different types of chains. That is, it may be linear chain or branched chain. Let us see. The chain isomers have almost similar chemical properties but differ in their physical properties. For example, the branched chain isomers have lower boiling points than that of the linear counterparts. It is because the linear ones have more surface area of contact and hence the intermolecular force of attraction are maximum. Let us see the two chain isomers possible with the molecular formula C4H2. That is one is going to be the N-butane, that is a linear chain isomer. Another one is said to be the isobutane or 2-methyl branched chain. Chain isomerism, two chain isomers possible with the molecular formula C4H2, and that is N-butane, which is a linear chain isomer. Another is isobutane or 2-methyl, what is a propane. Then what are these two isomers which are possible? Let us see. Now, that is going to be the butane. It is a linear one. That is first carbon, second, third, and fourth carbon. Let us see. This is the isobutane. There is a branch here. This is going to be the isobutane. Now let us see pentane chain isomers, whose formula, molecular formula is C5H12. This is going to be the N-butane. Now isobutane, then neobutane. That is, there are three formulas for possible. This linear one, this is branched one, this is another branched one. Now let us see other one. The other isomerism is said to be the positional isomerism. Let us see what is positional isomerism. It occurs when functional groups are attached on different position on a carbon chain. The positional isomerism arises due to different positions of side chains, substituents, functional groups, double bonds, triple bonds, etc. on the parent chain. Now, let us take with an example C5H11OH. It is an alcohol. The first one, the possibility we can write 1-butanol. This is C, first carbon, second, third, fourth, fifth. And here it is the first carbon, therefore OH, that's why we call it as the 1-butanol. Then second, you see, it is the first carbon, it is going to be the second carbon. That's why it is a 2-butanol is possible. The other one is the 3-butanol. That is, 3 chain isomers are possible with C5H11OH. Now let us see the other propyl chloride and isopropyl chloride or the positional isomers with the molecular formula C3H7Cl. These isomers arises due to difference in the position of the chloro group on the main chain. Let us see this one. This is said to be the propyl chloride or 1-chloropropane. See how many carbons? Carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3. This is first carbon, that's a 1-chloropropane or propyl chloride. This is a UPAC name, whereas this is common. Now let us see other one is, this is 2-chloropropane because the chlorine is present at the second carbon. It is called isopropyl chloride or 2-chloropropane. Let's see, this is in the following positional isomers, this is going to be the butene one. but-1-ene and but-2-ene. The position of double bond is different, but they have same molecular formula, C4H8. This is butene, but-1-ene. This is going to be the but-2-ene. Here the position of the double bond is between 1 and 2 carbon. Here the position is between the 2 and the 3 carbon. That's why it is a this isomerism is due to change in the position of the double bond. That's why we call it as the positional isomerism. Now let us see the other one is the functional group OH is at different positions on the main chain of the following alcohols. They have the same molecular formula C3H7OH. Let us see this one. This is propyl alcohol or propane 1 Why? Because first carbon, second carbon and third carbon. Whereas it is isopropyl alcohol at first carbon, second and third carbon. Now let us see this one. In this following positional isomer, orthoxylene, methoxylene and paraxylene. This is ortho position. And when one methyl group is present on the benzene ring, we call it as toluene. When two methyl groups are present, that is called xylene. In this, here this is at 1,2 position or ortho position. This is called as orthoxylene. This is wrong, mistaken. This is going to be the orthoxylene. This is going to be the methoxylene. And this is going to be the paraxylene. That is, this is due to the position of change in the position of the methyl group with respect to the another methyl group. Now let us see the another structural isomerism, that is what we call it as the functional isomerism. What is this functional isomerism? Let us see. It is a very interesting form of isomerism where the compounds are different due to different arrangement of atoms, leading to different functional groups. As functional groups are usually the reactive centers of the molecule, this leads to the entirely the different properties. The functional isomerism arises due to the presence of different functional groups. The functional isomers have the same molecular formula but possess different functional groups. The functional isomers show different physical as well as chemical properties. Because why they show different chemical properties? Because the functional groups are different. Now let us take an example with C4HEI2. Say this is what is a ketone. What is its name? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we say 1, 2, 3, 4 means 2 butanone. See what is this? It is an alcohol. What is this alcohol? This is also with the same, what I meant to say, the same molecular form. And we can say 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 3 carbon OH and it is a 1 butene. That is what you can say but-1-ene and 3 ol. And this is ether. It is a, what I meant to say, it is an ether. It is a methyl group. It is 1, 2, 3 carbons. It is one propenyl. This is said to be the 1 propenyl methyl ether. And these three are the functional isomers. Let us take the dimethyl is the functional isomer of ethyl alcohol. You remember that. Ethers always shows functional isomerism with alcohols. Both have the same molecular formula, that is, this is a double, we have to write C4. This is not C, this is wrongly printed. And C2, C4H5O. However, they have the different functional group. That's why we can say this is going to be the, what I meant is C2H5 double. Therefore, C4H10O. And let us see this is going to be the ethyl alcohol. 2 carbons and 2 plus 3, 1 of 6 oxygens. This is going to be the, this is dimethyl ether, sorry. Dimethyl ether and dimethyl ether. Ethyl alcohol and dimethyl. It is correct only, not it is ethyl, methyl group. Now let us see, the propanaldehyde is functional isomer of acetone. They have the same molecular formula, C3H6O, but different functional groups. Propanaldehyde contains aldehyde, CHO, functional group, whereas acetone has a ketone function. You remember that aldehydes always shows functional isomerism with ketones. Let us say this is going to be a propanaldehyde or propanone. It is going to be the acetone or propane 2-one. This is going to be propane. Here you remember it no need of saying propane 2-one because the simplest ketone is this only. That's why you can say propanone also. Both acetic acid and methyl formate are also functional isomers. They have the same molecular form, the C2H4O2. Acetic acid is carboxylic acid with the COOH group, whereas methyl formate is an ester with COOCH. Again, you remember the carboxylic acids always shows functional isomerism with what? Esters. Alcohol shows functional isomerism with what? Ethers. That is aldehydes always shows functional isomerism with ketones. And here the carboxylic acid with what? Esters. Let us see this one. This is an acetic acid. This is a methyl formate whose formula is C2H4. Now let us see the other one is going to be the metamerism. It is a different types of property of different type of isomerism, and that metamerism is going to be the this form of isomerism is rare and is limited to the molecule having divalent atoms like oxygen or sulfur and alkyl groups around it. The main example come from ethers and thioethers. The metamerism arises when different alkyl groups are attached to same functional group. The following metamers contain the ether functional group. However, they differ by the nature of alkyl groups attached to the oxygen atom C4H10. This is going to be the diethyl ether. This is the diethyl group. 1, 2 carbon. This is 1 ether. Now here what happens? One side is methyl group, another side is a propyl group. Therefore, what we can say, these two are differ by the nature of the alkyl groups around the oxygen. And here also, this is going to be the isopropyl group. That is going to be the, what I meant to say, this is going to be the isopropyl group, this is the methyl group. Here it is methyl and propyl, here it is ethyl. That is, this isomerism arises due to the change in the nature of alkyl groups around the oxygen atom. The metamerism is also possible in amines as shown below. How does? In the case of the amines, with the same we can write, this is a diethylamine, which is called as a secondary amine where two alkyl groups are around the nitrogen. Whereas here, this is also secondary amine, but at one position there is a methyl group, another position is a propyl group. Whereas here, one position is isopropyl, another is a methyl. That's why diethylamine, methyl propylamine, isopropylamine. In another way, call it as N-ethyl ethanamine, N-methyl propane 1-amine, N-methyl propane 2-amine. Then the another is this isomerism, we can say another isomerism is going to be the, see, this is going to be the, see, with this we can conclude this what is called as the metamerism. Now let us go for the another isomerism, that is going to be the tautomerism. What is this tautomerism? Tautomerism is nothing but this is tautomerism refers to the dynamic equilibrium between two compounds with the same molecular formula. It is also called as desmotropism or cryptotropism or prototropy or allotropism. And it is most often a special case of functional group isomerism. In general, the tautomers have different functional groups and exist in dynamic equilibrium with each other due to a rapid interconversion from one form to another. It is very important to note that the tautomers are not the resonance structures of the same compound. That is, in this we have two types of isomerism. The first one is said to be the keto-enol tautomer. Generally, the carbonyl compounds containing at least alpha hydrogen atom exhibit this keto-enol tautomerism. The carbonyl group can be converted to enol form due to transfer of one of alpha hydrogen onto the oxygen atom. An alcoholic group on C double bond C is called enol. It is an alkene alcohol. The percentage composition of keto-enol tautomeric mixture depends on the relative stability of these two forms. In general, the keto form is a low energy form and is more stable than the enol. However, the enol form is also stable in certain cases due to the other stability factors. The dynamic equilibrium between a keto form and an enol form exhibited by acetone as shown below. The tautomers are formed due to complete transfer of hydrogen. However, the relatively stable keto form exists in higher percentage, about 99.99% it is stable. In general, the keto form is more stable. Enols can be formed by acid or base catalysis from the ketone and are extensively used in making carbon-carbon single bonds in organic synthesis. See, this is acetone, whereas this is propane 1,2-ol. This is a keto form where ketone is present. It is the enol form. Why? Because there is a double bond and OH is there. However, enol form is also appreciably stable in case of 1,3-dicarbonyl compounds like ester-acetic ester, ethyl ester-acetic ester, as depicted below. Here, this is going to be the keto form, around it is 92.4%, and here it is a enol form. This is also say almost some stable form around 7.6%. The enol form is more stable than the keto form in case of phenols due to resonance stabilization of aromatic. You see this case, this is going to be the more stable enol form. This is said to be the less stable keto form. Why? Because it is what I meant to say, it is stable by the what I meant to say resonance structures, that is called aromatic nature, and there is no aromatic nature. Resonance are not possible here, that's why it is less stable. The other one is said to be the nitroacid tautomerism. This is also one type of what is called as tautomerism. It is exhibited by nitro compounds containing at least one alpha hydrogen. In this case also, the hydrogen atom is transferred completely from one atom to another during the conversion of nitro form to acid form and vice versa. The nitro and acid tautomerism exhibited by nitroalkanes is shown below. Let us see this one. See, because the oxygen is completely shifted from carbon to the oxygen, so that will get similar to the enol form. And when it is shifted to this one, you will get again nitro form. And this is similar to the keto form. This is said to be the enol form. But in this case, we call it as the nitro form, and this is called as the SC form. Now, the last isomerism, that is said to be the ring chain isomerism. Here, one isomer is an open chain molecule and the other a cyclic molecule. Propene is an alkene and cyclopropane an alkane. Two different classes of compounds. See, this is going to be an alkene, this is going to be a cycloalkane. Now with this, I can conclude this today's topic, that is structural isomerism. And what is in this session, what we discussed, what is isomerism, what are the types of isomerisms, and structural isomerism and stereoisomerism. In this discussion, we mainly focused on the structural isomers. What are those? Chain isomers, positional isomers, functional isomers, and metamers, tautomers, and ring chain isomers. With this, we can conclude today's topic, today's session. I hope this is very useful to you. And if you if you see, if you feel it is very useful, then it is share among the student community and subscribe my channel. Thank you, one and all. And we will meet in another session with topic is the stereoisomerism. That is going to be the, I can say, the thank you in the chemistry. That is nothing but, you see this one. See, this is, I am saying that this is going to be, I can say thank you for one and all, and see you in next session.